Does your anxiety like to glum on to FOMO, the fear of missing out? We're going to talk all about it. Stay tuned. That's what's up next. Hi, my name is Natasha Daniels. I'm a therapist to make videos for people with anxiety or OCD. And today I want to talk to you about FOMO, fear of missing out. And a lot of people experience that, and it's kind of a joke. Oh, do you have FOMO? But anxiety can really glum onto FOMO and create a lot of panic. And it can show up in a lot of different ways. You might have a really hard time making a decision because you might say, I want to do this, but what if this is really good? Or I want to buy that, but what if I buy this and this is really good? So you're constantly worrying that your decisions or your choices might be the wrong choice. And so it can paralyze some people where you're not able to make any decisions because you're worried that you're going to miss out on the opportunity that the other choice would have provided for you. Is that you? Do you worry about that? The other type of FOMO is more of a social anxiety type of FOMO, and you might have both, where you're worried about what your friends are doing at any time because you're worried that maybe you're not part of it. Maybe they're talking about you. Maybe they're going to forget about you. And so it's kind of like a weird rendition of FOMO where you feel like you have to constantly check your phone, or you have to be in those group text chats, or you have to go to everything that they're going to go to because you don't want to miss out. What if they have an inside joke, or they're talking about something and then you're not going to get it later? So that can be more of a social anxiety theme that you feel like you're going to be excluded. Either way, it's not fun because it makes you spin in circles. It makes you always regret your decision, and it makes you hypervigilant about what's happening next. And when you have anxiety, that can be really debilitating. So let's talk about, how do you deal with FOMO? Well, I wish I had an easy answer that would just say, make the right choice and you'll be fine. If I had that magical power, then everything would be wonderful in the world because I have magical powers for everything. But that's not the case. The true reality of it is no matter what, your anxiety will think that you've missed out, no matter what your decision is. And that's a problem because it's a lose-lose situation, because your anxiety will focus on what you didn't choose instead of what you did choose. And there will be always elements of what you didn't choose that seem better than what you have. And so the cure to FOMO, and you're not going to like this, I'll just warn you ahead of time, is to accept and sit with the discomfort, like we do for anxiety and OCD in general, that your decision won't ever be 100% perfect. Nothing is, right? So you get to choose. Are you going to focus on the things that you do enjoy and that you do like with the decision that you did make, whether that's an activity that you went to instead of a different activity, or it's something you bought instead of something else you could have bought? You can choose where you want to put your focus. So like everything else in life, I can choose to focus on the people I'm doing this activity with and the activity that I'm doing, or the thing that I bought and the things that I like about what I bought, or the activity that I chose to do, what things I'm enjoying about that activity. Or I can give into my anxiety and I can choose to focus on what I've missed out on. Oh, they had popcorn over there and we didn't have popcorn over here. That shirt probably would have looked better on me than these pants that I spent my money on, right? So a lot of it is training our brain, like we do with anxiety and OCD anyway, and bringing it back and saying, you know what, nothing would have been perfect, and that's okay. These are the elements that I like about the choice that I made. These are the elements that I like about the experience that I picked. And so a lot of it is just sitting with acceptance that no matter what, your choice wouldn't have been perfect, and to make a choice. Because a lot of times, especially if you have OCD, you might actually never make a choice. It might be too much of a burden for you. So you might do eeny, meeny, miny, mo, or hey, mom or dad, can you pick this? Or hey, partner or boyfriend or girlfriend, can you pick it for me? Or which one do you think I should do? Maybe you're a little bit more subtle and you say to your friends, where do you think I should go? Or do you want this? Should I buy this hat or this hat? And so you never have to take the ownership of making a decision because you put it on other people. That's not helpful because it's not teaching you how to sit with discomfort and sit with the decisions that you make. So when you experience FOMO, the best thing is to make a choice and focus on the positive things in the choice that you made instead of focusing on the negative, because you'll always find negative when you have anxiety. That's just the way our brain works. When it comes to social anxiety, it's also leaning into the discomfort that, yes, my friends may or may not be talking about me, or they might have an inside joke, but if I really didn't want to go to that activity, or I really don't feel like checking my texts all the time, I'm going to learn how to sit with that discomfort, which actually will improve social anxiety over time. So either way, the answer is sitting with the discomfort, which I know is not the best answer because we always want a silver bullet cure, but that's not how anxiety or OCD works, right? It's getting to accept that nothing is perfect, nothing ever will be perfect, and even our decisions will be imperfectly perfect all the time. Well, I hope you find the sparkle in everything you do, and I'll talk to you again next Thursday. Take care.